Everybody's enamored with silver's beauty and artistic looks of the coins, and they like to collect the coins too, not just for monetary value but artistic beauty. And we do know that a lot of people also know that food is very important to do for times of, say, there's an economic distress where there's a problem with the banks and everything happens really crazy. Well, my contention is if we ever have an economic collapse, there's never going to be a smooth reset, and we probably will have a major conflict at the same time. Now, I'm going to make another recommendation that you probably don't hear of on other silver channels because they're major pacifists. I know I've mentioned about food and medical supplies and energy and generators. Well, I'm going to talk about something else, and that is, this is like displayed against a fiat $1 bill. Yes, this is ammunition, but the one on the left is called the Browning BMG, the 50 caliber, which is off the Browning machine gun, which you could buy these for a single round rifle that is a bolt action. And it actually is a fantastically good rifle. Now, I put this up here because a lot of people are talking about survival and all this kind of garbage. Now, in the case of a 50 cal, not many people have those. I think a lot of people that actually have firearms, they are more into, they have the 22, the 5.56 NATO, or this the AK-47 round here, the 7.62 by 39, and here's the 308 Winchester, the 7.62 NATO. And it's the 308 Win Mag, which is a very powerful round, but nothing compares to the 50 caliber BMG. Nothing compares to that. And this actually is a picture of a non-automatic firing rifle that is legal to own by anybody in the United States. Actually, if you think there's going to be a catastrophic problem with a total financial collapse in the United States, it'd probably behoove you to get one of these puppies. These are nice weapons, believe me. And there's no comparison between the other rounds in this thing, believe me. There is no comparison whatsoever. This thing will go actually it'll go about 4.5 miles total distance, but it'll go a good mile and a half or more than a mile with good accuracy on an area target. So, if it ever came down to something really, really crazy, where the people could actually, fight the powers that be, this is the type of thing you need. Silver, it looks nice. Coins look nice. But I'm going to tell you, many years before I ever got into silver and gold, I was into this stuff. And I know this shit inside out. Very good at it. Very good at it. Yeah, I've almost broke range records many times without using match ammunition or any of the kind of, the shooting shirts, the stuff that people wear. I just was wearing regular clothes, which is no match rifles or nothing. Practically broke range records many times over, so I'm pretty good at this stuff. Been around it, and did it many weekends, hundreds and hundreds of rounds on the weekends and stuff like that. Reloaded all this stuff, except for this 50. This thing. These suckers are expensive. Every time you pull the trigger on this thing, it's $3. So if you want to pull shoot 100 of them, you just blew $300. So that's if you get it pretty good price, because this stuff is going up. They used to be $1 something, now to $3 a round. So it's pretty expensive stuff. But I would recommend, people think the end is coming, and there's a big financial collapse in the United States. If there's a financial collapse in the United States, I think China's going to come and take the property back the money back that they think they always owe to them. And I'd say, the hell with them. Now, for something this big, you don't need it on people. But, the beauty of this damn thing is, if you have a foreign government takeover somehow, one round out of this can really cause a lot of damage. And I know that's what a lot of people fear about within the United States, somebody in the United States can do that to something American. But you know what? To tell you the truth, that would never happen. Because in reality, behind it is you already got tens of thousands of people that own these things all across the United States, and absolutely no incidents with them whatsoever. None. None. This actually is this weapon in the hands of individual private citizens is actually something that could really avert a major catastrophe in the United States if everything went down to nothing. And I want to point out a lot of people are actually into silver for that reason. But, you know, those shiny silver coins, you know, I hear this garbage, you know, from pacifist Brother John F. He talks about, you know, there's going to be a reset. I don't want to be too critical of the guy, but it's like I almost roll my eyes at that because there's not going to be a smooth reset of anything. It's not going to be like, oh, the currency reset. Hell no. There's going to be a major fight over a lot of resources, and governments are going to go to war. If we actually had an economic collapse of everything, there's going to be a mess and a half. And silver and food is not the only thing you want. Food is probably number one, but major defense is probably the best thing around. Now, a weapon like this is actually very expensive. The rounds that fire out of it are very expensive, and it actually has limited use. It's not good and it's not economical. But when you need something, it's almost like trying to hit something with a little hammer when you need a major sledgehammer, and it's a big difference. So, just want to point this out. Now, I've been in the Marine Corps for a long time. My family's been in the military a long time. A lot of people in my family have been around, saw a lot of action and different things like that, going back to World War I and before. And this is like not something that seems really like I don't associate weapons with all the bull crap you see on television about you know, in the movies. I think that's a bunch of garbage. I understand what they're for, and I understand, you know, the proper usage of it, safety and all that type of stuff. But I also know, you know, my thinking is almost like not just the colonial times, but also like what existed in the Roman Republic before there was an empire. The real strength of the Roman Republic was the individual citizen soldier. And having the right tools for that is important. That 50 cal is a really super good weapon, except that you don't want that as your only weapon. It's actually an extra tool that you have that you need. If you were going to choose one weapon, you would never want that one. That is way too much for just one weapon. But the specific uses for it is fantastic. Now, I just want to point out that people into silver, many of them are just buying silver for this big financial collapse. I'm not sure if there's going to be a financial collapse. But if there is, it's not going to be something that just the banksters lose out. There's going to be a lot of other countries there that want to take over everything they possibly can in the United States, and it's going to be theirs. So I don't know if that scenario is going to come out, but if you look at history, usually economic collapse was followed by major wars. So having weapons like that is a very smart thing. I would not just bank on silver, food, water, and energy. Also bank on weapons. And if you have weapons, I would recommend, if you don't have a 50 cal, get a 50 cal. That thing's a major sledgehammer. It's 100% legal. And of course, like I said, you know, there's tens of thousands of people that own them, and there've never really been any crimes with them, period. It's just that, you know, it's not a criminal weapon. But it can be a very effective weapon against, say, a very mad China that gets pissed off because we default on our debt, you know. I mean, yeah, maybe the American military might be tied up places, but if you got a lot of people with 50 cals, Chinese would be like very reluctant to do anything over here in the United States. That's a strong weapon. It's very good.